I'm Claire. If you're watching this, then you're in for a real roller coaster of a video because I don't have a script for this. We're just going off of vibes. And if this is your first time watching me, then all you need to know about me is that I really have no clue what I'm talking about, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Now, based on the outfit, you would guess that I would be talking about my favorite Ligue 1 team, AS Saint-Étienne, who is struggling this season, is one word for it. But instead, I am actually going to be talking about my fantasy football team. Entirely different kind of football. Because my fantasy football team seems to be modeled after Saint-Étienne. As in, we're all terrible and should be relegated. Now, I was actually on vacation for the last week, starting last Sunday, and I only came back late this Sunday. I'm filming this on the 1st of October, so I only came back September 29th. I had a great time on vacation. I was in Morocco. It's a beautiful country with limited service. So I did not actually know what was going on with my fantasy team these last 2 weeks. I know that on last Thursday, our defense was actually pretty good. I know that last Thursday, the Thursday before I left for vacation, we were doing pretty good. The defense had gotten 17 points. Don't know what the Jets did, but they were good. Actually, I do know what the Jets did. They got 7 sacks. That's why they got 17 points. But we love to see it. More of that, please. However, things seem to have fallen apart on Sunday after I left for my trip. I believe I was at the airport at around 9 in the morning, so I did not get to watch any of the games. And perhaps that was a good thing for my own mental health because, well, let's see. Zay Flowers got 3.8 points. Laporta got 4.6 points. So on and so forth, you know. Kind of just average to mediocre games. Bajan could have done better. I'm actually not going to say anything about Shakir. He did pretty well last week, week 3. But everyone else, you know, it was basically the New York Jets, Khalil Shakir show for us, and everyone else just kind of fell flat. We ended up with 85 points, which was not enough to beat the 135 points that our opponent got. Once again, blowout of the week. Love to see it. Unlike weeks 1 and 2, when our opponent had players get scratched so late that they were not able to make adjustments, all 9 of my week 3 opponents' players actually played. Although you wouldn't know it, because Rashid Shaheed did a grand total of nada and got a whole 0 points, even though he did play. I actually double-checked that when I got back from vacation. He did play. He just didn't do anything. So yes, once again, we got beat by a team with only 8 guys. I'm not suffering. I'm just wallowing in our mediocrity. So you'd think after week 3 we would make some adjustments. And we did. Week 3 we did have to play Michael Pittman because Deebo Samuel was injured. So week 4, we decided to bench Michael Pittman because Michael Pittman has been doing a grand total of nothing for us. He has been solidly mediocre, if not bordering on quite bad. And it just felt like it was time to finally bench him. We also weren't entirely sure, I say we. My dad was setting the lineup for week 4. I was not there. Remember, I was in Morocco. I did not have service. I could not do anything. I couldn't even text my parents, let alone set a lineup for fantasy football. So I was placing 100% trust in my father, and he did make the correct decision, or at least the decision I would have made, in benching Michael Pittman. He also benched Deebo Samuel, probably because Deebo Samuel probably didn't look like he was going to be 100% by game time. And you know what? Deebo only got like 8 points, so I'm not mad about benching Deebo Samuels. I am mad that Michael Pittman got 14 points, while Zay Flowers got 1.5. Kind of mad about that. Yeah. I'm also kind of mad that Bijan Robinson, our star running back, 4th pick, only got 9 points. Yeah, 9 points. Underperforming there a little, Bijan. I will say that Laporta did better than he has been for the last few weeks. So that's nice to see. DeAndre Swift, you know what? Way to go, buddy. I don't know what kind of game you had. You obviously got a touchdown. Probably a bunch of yards. Enough to get 26 points and make us competitive. But it wasn't quite enough to beat my lovely aunt, who got 103 points compared to our 89. It's actually closer than 2 of our games. Still not great. I'd love to try to get 100 points at one point. We got it week 2, but that wasn't enough. So, next time I'd like to try to get 100 points and win. But we can't beat teams that are only playing 8 guys. And technically, Mark Andrews of the Ravens did play in his game. But 1 target and nothing else gets you 0 points. So yeah, once again, 0 points. We lose to a team with only 8 guys. I'm thoroughly disappointed in us. We are very bad at fantasy football, it turns out. I'm thinking it might go beyond the curse now. This is just... We're taking it to another level this season. That's all I can say, folks. Anyway, I'm filming this on Tuesday. Thursday Night Football is in 2 days. Hopefully I'll have this uploaded on Wednesday, before week 5 starts. So let's look forward to who could possibly be the guy that sits out next week. Now, I am just now realizing that next week is Sam Laporta's bye week, which, yeah, I'll be real, I'm not worried about that. He wasn't getting us that many points to begin with, so what's like 3 or 4 points less than we would expect? We're not going to win anyway. We don't need a tight end. But now, let's see who the other team is playing. Alright, so, checking my wonderful cousin, the commissioner's lineup. It looks like he's got Brandon Ayuk, the Kansas City defense, Jaden Reed, and James Conner. Now, Brandon's been having kind of a season. Jaden Reed and James Conner have not been having seasons. They've been having pretty good seasons. Double digits most weeks. Above projections. I think we might be in trouble next week. Yeah, we're not going to win. That being said, given that Brandon Ayuk is playing for my cousin next week, I fully expect him to, I don't know, end up not playing, not getting any targets, whatever. He's going to get 0 points because that's what would make me suffer the most. Him getting 0 points, us losing to my cousin, and on top of that, Brandon Ayuk not performing for the Niners, who are gonna lose again. I know it's a very pessimistic prediction. I'm gonna stand by it anyway, because that's just how the season's been going. Although, my cousin is also playing Najee Harris, so that is another good option for a guy who can zero out while my cousin still wins against us. Because really, with the team we have, I don't think we can beat my cousin, or frankly, anyone else in the league. I'm starting to think that we really deserved that D+ grade, and maybe worse. So, I don't know. I think we still have first pick on waivers because we keep losing. So we'll see. Maybe this is the week where we pick someone up from waivers and he turns out to be like the greatest player ever. I don't think that's going to happen, but maybe it will. I just gotta remind myself that a few years ago we picked up Justin Jefferson off of waivers. He didn't get us to the playoffs, but we did pick up Justin Jefferson off of waivers. So maybe this is the year. Maybe this is the year. It's probably not. And now let's pivot back to European football and Saint-Étienne. I did wear this lovely Saint-Étienne hat throughout my entire time in Morocco with no service, only to realize very late into my trip that Saint-Étienne had lost 8-0. 8-0 in their most recent game. We truly are the Saint-Étienne of fantasy football. Anyway, this is going to be a short video because I can only suffer for so long without a script. So, just a quick reminder before I sign off. I have no clue what I'm doing or what I'm talking about, especially when it comes to fantasy football.